You're bleeding. Not blood this time. Money, trust, maybe your entire financial future. The voice on the phone sounds exactly like your daughter. The video call shows your boss's face, down to that weird eyebrow thing he does when he's serious. The email has your CEO's signature, her writing style, even that typo she always makes. So you click, you send, you verify nothing because why would you? It's clearly them. Except it's not. It's a deepfake. A digital puppet wearing someone's face like a mask, speaking with their stolen voice, moving with their borrowed mannerisms. And you just handed over $50,000, your social security number, or access codes to systems that weren't supposed to see daylight. The scammer is already gone, laughing in a language you don't speak from a country with no extradition treaty. And you're left holding nothing but the realization that your own eyes and ears just portrayed you. But here's the thing about deepfakes. They're good, scary good, but they're not perfect. Not yet. There are cracks in the illusion, tells that give away the game. And if you know what to look for, if you can train your brain to be suspicious of the very things that used to mean trustworthy, you might just catch the fake before it catches you. No worries, we're doing digital self-defense paranoia style. The face doesn't match the physics, and physics always wins. First thing you need to understand, deepfakes are essentially very convincing lies told by algorithms. They study thousands of hours of someone's face and voice, then regurgitate a synthetic version. But they're working from photographs and videos, not reality. They don't understand physics the way your subconscious does, so that's where you look first. Watch the edges, the hairline, the jaw, the collar. Deepfakes struggle with boundaries because they're trying to paste a digital face onto a real body in real time. If the hair seems to shimmer or blur when they move, that's a red flag. If the line where their face meets their neck looks soft, like someone smudged it with their thumb, you're looking at a fake. Real skin has texture. Real hair has individual strands that catch light. Deepfakes smooth all that out into an uncanny approximation. Pay attention to lighting. When your friend turns their head in a real video call, the shadows move correctly. The light source stays consistent. Their nose casts a shadow. Their eye sockets darken. Deepfakes sometimes get this wrong. The face will be lit from the front while the room behind them suggests light from the side, where the shadows won't shift when they move. It's subtle. Your conscious brain might miss it, but your lizard brain, the one that spent millions of years learning what human faces look like, knows something is wrong. Listen to it. Blinking. This one's fascinating. Humans blink about 15 to 20 times per minute. It's automatic, irregular, and necessary. Early deepfakes hardly blinked at all because the training data was mostly photographs where people's eyes were open. Newer ones overcorrected and blink too regularly, like a metronome. Watch their eyes. If they go 30 seconds without blinking, where if they blink with the precise rhythm of a clock ticking, you're talking to software. The voice sounds right, but the words sound wrong. Voice cloning is terrifyingly effective now. Feed an AI 5 minutes of audio and it can replicate someone's voice with shocking accuracy. Tone, cadence, accent, even that little rasp your uncle gets when he's tired. But voices aren't just sounds. They're delivery systems for personality, context, and emotion. And that's where the cracks show. Listen for unnatural pauses. Real human speech is messy. We stumble. We use filler words like, you know. We pause to think, to breathe, to search for the right word. AI-generated speech is often too clean. The sentences flow perfectly. There are no natural hesitations because the AI isn't thinking, it's generating. If your daughter on the phone sounds like she's reading from a script with professional diction, that's not your daughter. That's a machine wearing her voice. Check the emotion against the content. Here's where it gets psychological. Real humans leak emotion into their voice involuntarily. If someone's telling you they've been in a car accident and need money immediately, their voice should shake. There should be stress, fear, maybe tears. If the voice says, "I'm terrified," but sounds calm and measured, that's a deepfake struggling to match emotional content with vocal delivery. The words know what emotion to claim. The voice doesn't know how to actually feel it. Background noise inconsistencies. This one's technical but crucial. If your boss is supposedly calling from his office, you should hear the ambient noise of that office. The hum of the HVAC, distant conversations, keyboard clicks. If the voice sounds studio clean, like it's floating in an acoustic void, it's probably synthesized. Even more telling, if the background noise cuts in and out unnaturally, or if it sounds weirdly looped, like the same coffee shop ambiance playing on repeat, you're being scammed. The request doesn't match the protocol, and protocols exist for a reason. Even perfect deepfakes can't fake institutional knowledge. They can mimic appearance and voice, but they can't know the invisible rules, the established procedures, the stuff that never gets written down because everyone just knows it. This is your strongest defense. Ask yourself, does this request make sense? Your CEO emails you asking you to wire $80,000 to a new vendor immediately, bypassing all normal approval channels. Does your CEO normally do that? Has she ever, in the history of your employment, asked for anything remotely similar?
Use pre-established verification protocols. Here's what smart organizations do. They create verification phrases or questions that only real employees would know the answers to. What was the name of the project we discussed in last Tuesday's meeting? If the deepfake doesn't know, it'll deflect, create urgency, or try to guilt you into compliance. There's no time for this, or don't you trust me? Real people, even in emergencies, can answer a basic verification question. Fakes can't. Trust the weird feeling. This is important. If something feels off, even if you can't articulate why, that's data. Your subconscious is processing thousands of microsignals your conscious brain can't name. The facial microexpressions don't quite match the words. The voice has a compression artifact you can't identify but can sense. The request has an urgency that feels manufactured. Don't talk yourself out of suspicion. In the age of deepfakes, paranoia is pattern recognition. The context doesn't align with reality, and reality has receipts. Scammers rely on emotional manipulation to override your logical brain. They create urgency, fear, or authority to make you act before you think. But reality leaves traces that deepfakes can't fake yet. So you check the traces. Verify through a different channel. Always. If your daughter calls saying she's been arrested and needs bail money, hang up and call her back on the number you have saved. Not the number that just called you, the one you know is hers. If your boss sends an urgent email, walk to his office, call his known number, send a text. Use any communication method except the one that just contacted you. Real emergencies can wait for 30 seconds of verification. Fake ones can't, because the scammer needs you to act before you think. Check timestamps and locations. If your friend video calls from Karis, but their social media shows they're in Denver, something's wrong. If the email says it's from your bank, but it arrived at 3 a.m. when your bank's systems are down for maintenance, something's wrong. Deepfakes exist in a narrow slice of the moment. They can't fake the metadata of your entire relationship with someone. Look for confirmation in the details. Ask specific questions that only the real person would know. Not, "What's my dog's name?" That's probably on your Facebook. Try, "What did we argue about last Christmas?" Or, "What was the name of that restaurant where I got food poisoning?" Deepfakes work from public information. They don't have access to private memories. If the person on the screen suddenly becomes vague or changes the subject, you found your answer. The technology tells on itself if you know where to look. Deepfakes are software, and software leaves fingerprints. You don't need to be a forensic expert, but understanding a few technical tells can save you thousands.
Watch for sync issues. In video calls, pay attention to whether the lips match the words exactly. Deepfakes sometimes have a fractional delay between mouth movement and audio. It's the same uncanny feeling you get watching a badly dubbed foreign film. If the synchronization feels off, even slightly, trust that feeling. Check resolution and quality inconsistencies. Here's a weird one. Sometimes the face will be in crystal clear HD, while the rest of the video is grainy or compressed. That's because the deepfake is being rendered in high quality and pasted onto lower quality source footage. The scammer wants the face to look good but doesn't realize that the quality mismatch itself is a giveaway. If someone's face looks like it was shot with a professional camera, but their office looks like it was filmed on a 2015 webcam, something's being faked. Compression artifacts around motion. When someone moves quickly, turns their head, gestures with their hands, watch the edges of their face. Deepfakes sometimes can't keep up with rapid movement, and you'll see brief distortions, warping, or blurring that resolves once they stop moving. It's like the algorithm is catching up with reality. Real faces don't do this. Real faces move smoothly because they're attached to real skulls with real physics. The emotional manipulation follows a script, and you can learn the script. Scammers using deepfakes aren't creative. They use the same psychological tactics because those tactics work. Recognizing the pattern means you're already halfway to safety. Urgency is the primary weapon. You need to send this money right now. We need your credentials immediately. If you don't act in the next 10 minutes, something terrible will happen. Real emergencies occasionally exist, but most legitimate urgent requests give you at least a few minutes to verify. Scammers can't let you have time because time is their enemy. Time lets you think. Time lets you check. Time lets you call someone else who'll tell you it's a scam. Authority exploitation. The deepfake claims to be your boss, a police officer, a government official, someone with power over you. They use that authority to short-circuit your natural skepticism. I'm telling you to do this, and I'm in charge, so do it. Real authority figures, especially in professional settings, follow protocols. They don't bypass every safety measure and demand instant compliance. That's not how legitimate power operates. That's how scammers operate. Emotional hostage-taking. Your granddaughter is hurt. Your son is in jail. Your account will be frozen. They find the pressure point that makes you panic, then exploit that panic to extract what they want. But here's the thing. Real crises, even terrible ones, still allow for verification. If your grandson is actually in jail, calling the jail directly won't make him less in jail.
If your account is actually frozen, taking 2 minutes to call your bank won't make it more frozen. The scammer's version of events can't tolerate any delay or verification. Reality can. So why does any of this actually work? Because your brain evolved to trust faces and voices. For 99.9% of human history, if something looked like your friend and sounded like your friend, it was your friend. Deepfakes exploit that evolutionary shortcut. They weaponize your social instincts against you. But your brain also evolved to detect inconsistencies. That's why the uncanny valley exists, that creepy feeling you get from things that are almost but not quite human. Your subconscious is screaming that something's wrong. The problem is your conscious mind has been trained to be polite, to trust, to not question authority or loved ones. You override your instincts because you think you're being paranoid. In 2025, paranoia is survival. Verification isn't rude. Asking questions isn't distrust. Hanging up to call back on a known number isn't insulting someone. It's protecting yourself from a threat that's more sophisticated than anything humans have ever faced before. What do you do when you spot a deepfake? First, do not comply with any request. Don't send money. Don't provide information. Don't click links. Don't verify credentials. Just stop. Full halt. Second, verify through an independent channel, not the method that contacted you, a different one. Call the person's known number, walk to their office, send a carrier pigeon if you have to. Break the communication channel the scammer established. Third, report it. If it's targeting your workplace, tell IT and security immediately. If it's impersonating someone you know, warn them their voice or face is being used against others. If it's claiming to be a government agency or bank, report it to the real agency. These reports help build databases of active scams and can prevent others from falling victim.
Fourth, warn your network. The same deepfake targeting you is probably targeting others. A quick, "Hey, there's a scam going around," using deepfakes of person or company can save someone else's savings. And that brings us to the punchline. You can't unsee what deepfakes have done to reality. Every video call now carries a whisper of doubt. Every voice message has to be verified. Every urgent request gets the side eye. It's exhausting. It's paranoid. It's the world we live in now. But look at you. You know the tales. You know the patterns. You know that trust needs verification and urgency demands pause. You're not an easy mark anymore. You're a hardened target. And in a world where your own mother's face might be a lie, that's what survival looks like. So the next time a video call feels slightly wrong, or a voice message sounds too perfect, or an urgent request bypasses every normal protocol, you'll know. You'll stop, you'll verify, and you'll save yourself thousands of dollars, countless hours of fraud recovery, and the gut-wrenching feeling of realizing you got played by a computer wearing a human face. Now go set up verification protocols with the people you care about. Create secret questions. Establish callback procedures. Make paranoia your default. Because the scammers are already good at this, and they're getting better every day. Either you adapt, or you become another statistic in the deepfake economy. And you're not going to be a statistic. You're going to be the person who saw through the illusion and didn't send the damn thing. Subscribe for more videos like this.